Hey Blades fans, welcome back to Hertz Arena and another Florida Everblades pregame show. I'm Hannah Jo Groves alongside Jake Maurice. Jake, big win for the Blades on Wednesday night, 5-2 against the Jacksonville Icemen. However, that first period, 17 shots on goal for the Blades and no goals, 0-0 at the end. Who or what got in Florida's way on Wednesday?
Well, Michael Bouillon certainly got in Florida's way in the crease. He made a couple of great saves, and then it was just a period where sometimes that just happens. You're doing all the right things. You're getting tons of different chances in different ways. It's not like Florida was living and dying off of one specific thing. They were getting a bunch of different chances in different kinds of ways. They just couldn't score, but then they go into the intermission, trust what they're doing. They know they're doing the right things. They're out shooting Jacksonville, as you said, 17-5. So obviously things are going good.
Right.
It's just a matter of staying patient.
Yes.
They get an early goal scored on them in the second period off a miscue in the defensive zone. They don't panic. They don't let it affect their game. They just keep with it and eventually get rewarded with some goals and take over the game.
Yes, Jet Jones was the first to strike for Florida and actually the last to strike for Florida. I got to talk to him after Wednesday night's game. Let's take a look at that. I'm here with Jet Jones. 2 goals tonight. Jet, walk me through the first one in the second period.
The first one, I was just trying to get to the net. Ralphie came in between periods and said we have to get on top of the goalie, so I went to the net and got lucky enough to put it in.
Yeah. How do you deal with that frustration? That first period, 17 shots on goal, none of them were able to get in, and then the first goal was the other team. So how do you come back from that? What are you guys saying to each other at that point?
Just that we have to get greasier on the net and get more bodies there. We had lots of opportunities. We just couldn't get one in the first, so we came out in the second, and that was the game plan. It worked for us. Yeah,
ended with 46 shots on goal. What did you like about offense? What was really clicking for you guys toward the end?
I thought our forecheck was really good tonight. Especially in the first, we got on them quick. After that, we were using the D, getting to the net, and like I said, we were kind of just banging them home, so it worked out good.
And then you want to walk me through your empty netter as well?
Just lucky. We had to play in the D zone. The other 2 guys, Lanny and Nursey, did a great job getting me the puck, and I got lucky enough to be the one to put it in the net.
So what needs to stay sharp going into Friday to make sure that you guys can get another win?
I think for us, a hot start again. When you play a team 3 times, getting on them quick and early, it makes it easier for the game. Another thing is just going to the net like we did later on tonight, but just kind of get greasier on the net and see what happens.
Thanks so much, Chet.
Thank you.
Another goal scorer on Wednesday night, Oliver Cooper. He is now at 100 career points as of Wednesday night. Tell me how you've liked how he's stepped up this season.
Well, he's a bit of an everyman out there, right? I know a lot of people focus in on his truculence, his toughness out there on the ice, and he showed that as well yesterday. But he's also a guy who's got great size out front of the net, like he did on that goal. Nice drive-by screen with a good redirect. He's a guy who goes into the corners and wins a lot of board battles. He's a guy who's reliable in the defensive zone. He's a guy who is absolutely elite along the walls with his big frame and with a surprisingly underrated stick.
Yeah.
Good puck handling guy. He's just a guy, you put him out there in any situation and you know you're going to get a good shift out of him, and it was great to see him get that milestone goal for the game winner.
He cracks me up because he is so tough, and then he gives you just the nicest smile. Such a nice guy. I got to talk to him as well after Wednesday night's game, and I actually revealed to him that he had gotten to 100 career points, so let's take a look at that. All right, here with Oliver Cooper. Oliver, I might be telling you information you don't know. I might not be. You're up to 100 points tonight. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
What runs through your mind when I tell you that?
That's pretty cool. I've been playing a long time, so eventually it's got to happen, right?
Absolutely. So coming into tonight, what was your thought process going up against Jacksonville? What were you kind of expecting from them?
Yeah, we know they're a hard-working team. We had a tough week of travel with the 3-3, and we just wanted out of a solid game. And I think we came out and everybody was moving their feet, getting to the net, and good things happened.
How do you feel like the chemistry of you and your line mates has grown over this season?
Yeah, I think every day together, just the more you play with guys, the more comfortable you feel. And I mean, we have such a good group of guys and such a deep team that no matter who you're playing with a really good player. So it makes life easy every day, whoever you're playing with.
So going into Friday, what do you feel like needs to really stay sharp in order to get another win against this Iceman team?
I think it's just more of the same. I think if we continue to do what we did today, we're going to have success.
Thanks so much, Oliver.
Awesome. Thank you.
So, Oliver Cooper got a goal, Jet Jones got 2. Craig Needham is now up to 8 games with a point. He got a goal on Wednesday night. And then Connor Doherty, I want you to just kind of walk us through the shot that he took and also what you thought of what was going on.
Well, first off, a little bit of credit to Logan Will. Big face-off win straight back to Doherty, and then a bunch of the forwards get in the shot lane towards the net. So Doherty, he's aiming to score, but not necessarily for himself
Right,
to score.
right.
You get a redirect off one of your teammates, a tip, kind of like Cooper's goal earlier in that period. Instead, nope, he just soars it right into the top corner back of the net for an absolutely beautiful snipe, and that goal really changed the game. At the time, it put Florida up 4-1.
Yes.
Things were feeling great in the building, kind of not fully sealed it away, but really put Florida in control for the rest of the matchup. And from there, never felt like it was in danger. Part of a 3-point game for Doherty.
Yes.
Great to see him have it. The 4th of his professional career. Just a big night from one of the Blades' big guys on the blue line.
Coach Ralph said that the bench was laughing because he had kind of a delayed reaction. He told me after the game, Doherty said that he actually blacked out for a second after he scored.
Yeah, that'll happen.
He just didn't register what was going on because that's not a very normal thing for him to be scoring like that. But it was really fun to see, especially a hardworking guy like you said. Very, very fun to see. So, Jake, 5-2 was the final score. Tell me the parts of Jacksonville's game that we were able to kind of exploit on Wednesday.
Well, they're not a team that gets a lot of sustained offensive zone pressure. They're a team that is down quite a few forwards, which really hurts them in that.
Yeah.
They really live and die by the rush, and Florida is a good team at limiting the rush, which means you're in for a tough night. So Jacksonville is certainly going to be looking to really have a big bounce back in this game. They were not happy at all with their performance. They're a team that needs points. They're 6 points out of a playoff spot right now, and we're pretty much to the halfway point of the season. We're at the All-Star break next week. That's like the halfway mark.
Yeah.
So they've got to start making up some ground, and they know they need something out of this week. This is a game they really need tonight, so they're going to be looking to keep their legs moving, get their rush back to where it was in the first period, where they did have some chances to take the lead, while also finding ways to not fully rely on their rush offense, because they're not going to win if they have to do that again.
Right. Well, we want to play spoiler to all of that. So, Jake, can you give us the Direct Effect Marketing 3 keys of the game to get another win tonight?
Well, don't let the rush offense get going, which means slow them down, be tight checking, get on them when they're trying to cross over the blue line, force dump-ins, exactly what Florida did on Wednesday. You do that again tonight, you're putting yourself into a good spot. Second off, Florida stayed disciplined on Wednesday.
Yes.
That takes Jacksonville out of the game a bit, because they are a team that, when their offense isn't going at 5-on-5, well, you can rely on your power play. Except if you don't get power plays.
Exactly.
Then you're going to be really in trouble. So if Florida can stay smart, stay disciplined out there again, that really limits another facet of Jacksonville's offense. And then finally, you just want to keep shooting pucks on net, just like Florida was. A season high in shots on goal with 45 in the last game, 5 goals. You shoot the puck, you're going to score goals. You shoot the puck a lot, you're going to score a lot of goals.
Absolutely.
So you want to see that again from Florida tonight.
Absolutely. And tonight is Margaritaville night. That's why we are wearing these beautiful leis. And I am wearing this beautiful jersey that the players will also be wearing tonight, and that you can get on the Dash auction app. You can put your name in to bid. The first 2 groups will be done tomorrow night. The last group will be done on Sunday night. So make sure you get your name in. These are our Margaritaville jerseys, game worn or game issued. Go get yours on the Dash auction app. Jake, next up is warm-ups, and then it's game 2, the Jacksonville Icemen versus your Florida Everblades. We'll see you there.